Hey guys, what's up? It's Cooking with Tammy, and I am back with a long-awaited recipe. It's chicken and waffles. Yes! Let me tell you, this chicken and waffle recipe is going to be so worth it. With all of that being said, let's make these chicken and waffles. First one up is our chicken. As you can see, it's been washed, cleaned, and pat dried and ready to go. For our seasonings, we're going to be using Cajun seasoning, onion powder, Italian seasoning, paprika, poultry seasoning, garlic powder, and white pepper. Without further ado, let's season up this chicken. Use these trusty fingers, mix the seasoning, blend on up. Once we're done, we're going to add it to the chicken. No worries if you don't have enough seasoning for the flour, because we're going to be seasoning that on up as well. Be sure to add enough seasoning to cover all of the chicken. We don't want any bland pieces. Now here's the thing. I could afford to add as much seasoning as I want, because the only seasoning here that does contain salt is the poultry seasoning. Everything else is salt free. I would also suggest to get my Cajun seasoning. Delicious when it comes to the Cajun authentic flavors. However, it does not contain any salt. That's one of the reasons why I'm able to add as much seasonings as I want to get that ultra burst of flavor. Once we're done, we're going to add our buttermilk. I'm going to add a little bit more seasoning because, of course, the buttermilk is going to knock the seasoning off the chicken, which is not a problem. Just add some more seasoning. Once you're done, you're going to cover it on down with saran wrap. Place it in the refrigerator. We're going to marinate our chicken for about 30 minutes to an hour, only because I'm pressed for time. However, this marination process could go up to 24 hours in the refrigerator. Off camera, I've added some more seasonings because, of course, we're going to season up our flour. Add the seasoning to the flour. Mix it on up really good. And set it aside. After an hour, we're going to take our chicken, shake off any excess buttermilk, and we're going to coat it in our seasoned flour mixture. Pat that flour onto the chicken because you want to make sure it's stuck. All right, you don't want the flour coming off. Even if you have to allow the chicken to sit in the flour for a couple seconds, because what tends to happen when you dredge chicken or any protein and it's still moist, the moisture tends to come to the surface. So sometimes you have to re-dredge it, if that makes sense. I'm going to bring our oil up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's add our chicken pieces. Whatever method you decide to use when frying up your chicken, don't overcrowd the pan or the deep fryer. While our chicken is doing its thing, let's introduce the ingredients for our waffles. We're going to need all-purpose flour, eggs, melted butter, sugar, that's granulated of course, baking powder, a pinch of salt, vanilla extract, milk. We're going to do something a little different. We're going to incorporate some heavy cream with this recipe. Using a measuring cup or a bowl, we're going to get our strainer and we're going to sift the dry ingredients. We're going to simply start by adding all-purpose flour, salt, granulated sugar, baking powder, and we're going to get to sifting. Just shake it on down into the bowl and we're done. See these little pieces right here? This is definitely what we don't want, so we're going to discard that. Using a separate bowl, we're going to add our wet ingredients, starting with the milk and the heavy cream, vanilla extract, melted butter, and our eggs. Grab a whisk and get to whisking. Make sure we break these eggs on down and combine the mixture really well. Grab a fork, combine our dry ingredients as well. We're going to take our wet ingredients and add it to the dry ingredients and whisk it one more time. What I love about this recipe that I created is it's so easy to put together. No strain, no stress, no worry. You don't have to separate the eggs. You don't have to do all of that. Trust me. Preheat your waffle maker. Be sure to add some non-stick cooking spray. We're going to add our batter to the waffle maker. As you can see, I'm a little bit heavy-handed. Whenever it comes to adding batter to this waffle maker, I add a ton of batter. You don't have to be like me, all right? But definitely add that batter. Once you're done, you close it on up. Adjust the settings according to the brand and make of your waffle maker. And once we're done, This is what your waffles should look like. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to continue making some more waffles off camera, so continue to stick around because I'm going to show you how to make the ultimate chicken recipes that's going to bring out the beauty and taste in these waffles. I'm going to fry up the second batch of chicken, and we are looking good so far. But however, we're going to be making original crispy chicken along with hot honey chicken and sticky wings as well. To a separate pan, make sure it's nice and hot. We're going to add some butter. Once the butter is nice and melted, we're going to add our honey. Mix it up really good. Make sure everything is well incorporated. Now here's the thing. We don't want our sauce to caramelize or turn into candy. Just like when you're making candied yams, it's the same thing. If you allow the sauce to reduce too much, that's what's going to happen. After we add our honey, we're going to mix it up really, really good. Once that simmer action starts to take place and the honey and everything starts to warm up, we're going to turn the stovetop off. Take some of the chicken pieces, add it to a separate bowl, and we're going to drizzle this delicious honey sauce onto our chicken. We're going to mix it and toss it on up. Make sure all of that delicious honey sauce coats every single piece of chicken. And once we're done, we're going to place it to the side and work on sauce number 2. Using the same pan, we're going to add some more butter. When the butter is melted, we're going to add our hot sauce. When it comes to the hot honey chicken, that all depends on how much hot sauce you want to add. But for this particular recipe, I prefer to add less hot sauce and more honey. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add enough honey for that nice sweet flavor. Mix it on up really good. Same thing applies. Once we start to get that slight simmer, we're going to turn the stovetop on off. We're going to take some of our wings, add it to a separate bowl, and cover our perfectly crispy wings with our delicious hot honey sauce. Stir it around, mix it around, make sure everything is well combined. And guess what? We're done. It's time to stage these beautiful chicken and waffles on up. So using my charcuterie board, we're going to start off with adding our original crispy wings, followed by some waffles. Now, when it comes to laying the spread on out, that totally depends on you. I'm also going to add some condiments to the board, jazz it on up just a bit. I'm going to get my hot honey wings, lay it on down. Followed by adding some more waffles. Along with our honey chicken. We're going to add all of our sauces to the board, of course. Check it on out. Our waffles are nice and fluffy and extra tasty. Not to mention nice and creamy because we added heavy cream to our waffle batter. I ain't never seen nobody do nothing like that, all right? But guess what? With your girl Cooking with Tammy, anything is possible. Last but not least, garnish with fruit and powdered sugar. Not only is our waffles homemade, they're absolutely fluffy, moist, creamy, and delicious, but our chicken as well. Nice and crispy, crunchy on the outside. The meat on the inside is absolutely tender and juicy. Accommodation of the sauces, guys. I mean, talk about everything all on one platter. Also, don't forget to purchase your seasonings. As always, I'm your girl Cooking with Tammy, and I will definitely catch you in another recipe. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.